Ladies and gentlemen, you're awesome. No, that's it. No notes. You're awesome. Well, I've got good news, Mr. Red. This game is currently being owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft hasn't really been doing a whole lot of anything with their IPs lately. At least something good. Because the current CEO is, I'm pretty sure, literally a demon. Not of Microsoft Gaming. Twitface, I don't even remember her name. Nobody cares. Do you want to laugh, Mr. Red? Or anybody who wants to laugh. Just do a news search right now for Pearl Harbor.
What are we
Thought the
doing?
game crashed for a second.
I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be looking for. I think we're lost.
Hey, have you tried these yet? They're delish. Come on, try some.
Sparks, don't eat that. You don't even know what it is.
Nonsense. They're perfectly edible.
Right.
Time to spread out. Don't bother snaring anything smaller than a scurvy wing. Scab only wants prize fighters this time. And double the bounty for the one who captures Arboring.
Hey, this isn't right. Ignite said this place was uninhabited. We must have taken a wrong turn.
All those in favor of turning back?
Hey, came from over there. Go see what it is.
Sparks, what are you doing?
Not now.
Thanks, Sparks. You have actually become a worse character than the first game.
How is everyone today?
Little bug isn't much bigger than a bug rat.
Hey, who are you calling a bug, you crazy-eyed, mangy drool mutt?
There's very little I can do about this, Earth. The whole game, the first game had this problem too, has really, really bad audio compression, and it's quiet. And the microphones on every person are muffled. So, I can barely hear it too, if that makes you feel any better.
It's cold here.
That means the hands are coming anytime now. I actually agree, Mr. Ed. I should mention something.
Chronicler? Are you there? I've done what you've asked of me, but I'm afraid I'm lost.
As long as the spirits of the ancestors are with you, you are never lost. Calm yourself, Spyro, and cool your thoughts. Do not let your fire control you. There are other elements at play here. The power of ice also moves through you, just as the chilled winds whip through your wings. Let it expand. I knew you'd remember. Life seeks out balance, young dragon.
Why did we get ice second?
Fire and ice is truly powerful in the shifting face of danger.
Why did we get ice second? There's a really... Most bad things in life, this is going to sound like a strange sentence, start off as something good, right? To use an example of that. All right, Mr. Ed, stab! Give me your stuff. I'm rugging you. And I take your stuff. That's just the concept of you giving me something, or us trading something, taken to a negative level, rather than giving you something commensurate, or indeed you just giving me something because you want to. I have taken something from you. It's twisted, right? Perverted, to use the more traditional sense of that word. And I bring that up because there's a concept I don't actually talk about very often, because it doesn't come up very often. It's called familiarity effect. Familiarity effect is when you like something more because it's recognizable, because it's Star Wars, because it's Earth, because it's human, because it's something you recognize, because it's a franchise you recognize, because it's an actor you recognize, right? You get it. Now, when I originally coined that term back in the 90s, it was referring to things like you could play a random Civ 2 map, or you could play on the Earth map. And I was polling several friends of mine who actually played Civ 2 along with me. I actually had an email campaign going for a while there. And all of us agreed that playing on the maps that we actually recognized were more enjoyable because we recognized them. We had like one of Earth, we had one of Middle Earth. There was, I'm trying to remember what others. There was one that was just Europe, you know. Like the recognizability added to the enjoyment factor. So familiarity effect is, for all intents and purposes, a good thing. It's just something that adds a little bit of additional enjoyment on top of everything else. And yeah, like Pillars of Snow says, Marvel Rivals is a good hero shooter. The fact that it's Marvel is why it's been knocking it out of the park, is because you recognize those characters, you recognize those concepts, and blah, 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 blah. It is, in many ways, the successor to the MCU, but that's a whole topic I don't want to go down the hole on right now. Point being, the reason I brought up that perversion thing first is because familiarity. Sorry, I had a bit of broccoli stuck in like the back of my mouth. That was strange. I had broccoli for lunch. It was very good. Familiarity effect is often, and it is often, it's very commonly perverted in order to try and make twist it, to try and force you to come in. Here's a really crappy cereal, but it's got Mario on it, right? Here's a really cheap mug, but this mug, it's got Spyro on the back. And you get the idea. It's pretty much the reason behind not only licensing things, but bad junk licensing, because they know they don't have to try. DBZ Kakarot didn't have to try. They knew they had your money. And they did. The game sold bonkers well, and everyone says it's the greatest game ever. You know why? Because it's Dragon Ball Z. It is frustrating because there's nothing inherently wrong with familiarity effect, but you can see how it is very warped and twisted into making subpar products and or services in order to try and squeeze money out of people by giving them something that is less than what they deserve. Yeah, it's why Pokemon Violet shipped in the state it was. Literally, by the way. As I actually talked about several times, that was not on Game Freak. In fact, interestingly enough, the only reason Pokemon Violet is the best Pokemon game we've covered today is because of the fact that the actual developers gave a crap. Like, imagine if they didn't. It is not hard to imagine in a world in which Pokemon Violet is the level of quality of DBZ Kakarot. It would still sell. Still Pokemon. Oh, I hope, Kitten Fan. That's an interesting attack. Actually, yeah, Blade Tavall. And like I said, the problem is, it's a problem from both directions. Companies take advantage of that, and customers buy into it. You notice I have a bunch of Pokemon plushies behind me here? So you might say, you're just as guilty of this too, because you buy anything that's a cute Pokemon. And that's actually not true. In fact, I'm using this as an example because a lot of Pokemon plushies are really low quality. Like, disgustingly low quality. And I don't buy those because, bear with me here, they're bad plushies. Like, I'll buy a good plushie that's a Pokemon I like. Because it's a good plushie, and it's a Pokemon I like. And Wolverale is like, here's some money to buy some more Pokemon that you like. I can just picture how janky, how absolutely janky that ice bridge mechanic is going to be later. What do you want to bet? What do you want to bet? I don't know how many of you noticed. Did you see how the ice platforms were going away almost immediately, by the way? I mean, hell, how many times have we discussed the concept of insert franchise here with insert other genre of game here? I've talked for years about how I want to make a Mario 4X. Now, obviously, I do think there's some legitimate, unique, and purposeful reasons behind using the Mario franchise for something like a large-scale strategy game, but I would be lying if I said that at least part of my motivation was not to have a Mario 4X. Yeah, flavor. Exactly.
Okay, now what? What is it you want me to do? I think I'm entitled to know what's happening.
You already know what is happening. Of the great evil that is awakening. But there is more that you must understand.
I've seen this place before. It frightens me.
This is an evil place, Spyro. It is called the Mountain of Malefor. Asylum to the wandering phantoms and lost spirits of those who had turned to darkness. But to the spirits themselves and the black-hearted, it goes by another name.
The Well of Souls.
Sparks? Sparks? Sparks, where are you?
Spyro, I'm out of shape.
Yeah, why are we here?
What have we here? Our first catch of the day.
I'm going to, Kid Fan, because I think you're right. Thank you for the donations, Wolverale. For the Well of Souls, where we shall cast down the great... Anyways, I will jot that down for Pac-Man World R1, Pac-Man World R2. So... I've been thinking about how absolutely terrible this game is, right? I didn't even mention this off camera, but I did do at least some dishes before I had to stop. In order, and I know that sounds like a strange thing. Cleaning always relaxes me, so I was doing some dishes. There are no good ones. We've covered 3 good Spyro games. Yeah, I know I did degauze for a bit, and I'm glad I did. I decided to walk back a little bit on some of the negatives. Sort of. And I just wanted to mention that, because whatever score we're coming up with here, I want you to know that it's going to be the one that is me being nice. This game is so good, Loke. Really? No, this is a multiple negative encounter right here. I'm probably making this look easy, because I'm just that good. But, like, for real, this is insane. I want you to understand this. These guys are ranged attackers. When they hit you, they make your screen blur out, so it's hard to see what you're doing. Their mere existence gets in the way of your shots. When the shots land, it's hard to see exactly what the thing is. The platforms start going away the moment you create them, because they're temporary, and any mistake means starting over. That sucked. That was really bad. Oh, I see. Loke, please do me a favor and stop watching immediately. Now, that's not triple negative, poorly, but that is going to get 2 negatives, because that is an extremely badly designed encounter. I'm not even going to mention the fact that I was being very careful with my magic usage, because if I ran out under the wrong circumstances, the only opportunity I would have to try and progress is to deliberately take damage, hope I still had health, and then be rewound to the previous area where they had the mana refills. Now, if the mana refills weren't there, that'd instantly be a triple negative, because that would mean you would have to make everything I just said one time through without any mistakes. And that would instantly push that to triple territory. You know what's going to be really sad to me, Logue, is I'm going to review Ratchet & Clank 3, really like it, and then you're going to pop in during the stream and be like, man, I hate this one. And I'm just going to be like, okay. Okay. Moving on. Okay. We'll get to 4 then. That's deadlocked, right? Alright. We'll get to deadlocked, and it'll be like, man, this game's great. This is the best Ratchet & Clank ever. Speaking of familiarity effect and the twisting, I was actually thinking about it. So I just mentioned the Mario 4X, right? You know what actually sounds really cool? And I mean this. Imagine a Spyro beat-em-up that has kind of an epic vibe, but is mostly just kind of a tongue-in-cheek pseudo-parody. I think I would have actually enjoyed such a game. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The secret to the best humor stories are the ones that have a good story under the humor. Lego understands that. Thanks, game. Okay.
I better be a bit more careful.
Actually, yeah, Logue. Yeah, right alongside that. I was too, well, for hell. Ah, who just donated? Who is giving me money? How dare you?
Yikes.
How dare you? If it'll ever load... It was Blue Dragon! I knew it! I always knew. I'll put that towards Mega Man Battle Network, Legacy of Goku, and Dealer's Choice. Thank you, Blue Dragon EXE. Yeah, I mean, at that point, adding Elijah Wood as part of the gag works. Some people tend to forget Elijah Wood's actually a pretty good comedic actor. He just doesn't tend to get a lot of comedic roles. He could work with that. I'm just saying. We can make this work. I am not. I mean, I know what Spy Kids is, but not the third film. Don't post, Wilbur. It's fine. If anything, put it in Discord and put a spoiler tag around it. Or Pillars of Snow could instantly spoil, despite... Okay. So... I want everyone to hear something that Mr. Red just said, because this is important. Okay, this is substantial. This is significant. Okay. So, for those of you not aware, there's this really strange thing I have. It's not even a joke. Like, there's this really strange commonality.
Check this out.
Thanks. Where I'm streaming a game, and either the game in question or like its franchise are on sale when I'm streaming it. It happens often enough that I just think it's funny, and it's nice to note it whenever it's happening.
Over here.
Spyro Reignited is on sale right now. I mean, if Valve just watched me to determine their sales, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just that good. No, it's because I do variety. I do all kinds of stuff. So, it's a nice RNG determinator, right? I am their RNG for sales. So, Reignited is a full-on remake of the original trilogy. It also came out much more recently, had a fairly large budget and lots of backing and support. A very high BRB value, in other words. It was also done by Toys for Kids, I think, was the studio. Someone check me on this. But it's a studio that has some legs, or I suppose I should use past tense, because Bobby Kotick is the devil. I have to comment on how they added... Well, I shouldn't say added. They actually did this in the first game, too. But they felt the need to have Sparks literally show you where to go next, because it is so unintuitive to just look around and figure out what the game wants you to do next. At least they did. Honestly, I'd be doubling down on negatives. Well, doubling down. I would be giving more negatives if they did. That's simply. Is there music playing? It's hard to tell. Yeah, where are we? And why are we here? And why is any of this happening? Because the music sucks, Loke. I'm sorry. I'm not being coy anymore. The music sucks. The music sucks! The music sucks! The music sucks! The music sucks! It sucks! I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna kill my throat. It sucks! I'm trying to find creative ways to mock the music. I'm failing because it sucks! It's made of socks! It's made of socks! It's made of socks! No, the music isn't that bad. In fact, I think the music's better than the first game's music. And I can tell you why, because it's made of socks! Oh man, I love these sections. These are so great. I want you to imagine how this controls. I want you to imagine what this feels like. This is the assassin fight again, by the way, in case you missed that. By the way, he can kill me in 3 hits. No, I saw your question, but I'm not good at math counting games, so I'm gonna guess 3, because I have no idea. You understand, I'm very stupid, Elazar. Just ask Loke. Or Blade Tavon. Or Mr. Red, even. Like, I'm pretty sure that one time Mr. Red looked at me and was like, Lore. And they just pull out a gun and just, BAM! Right in the eye. Yeah, I already gave up on not cheating. Some basic trash enemies in the second stage could 2-shot me. And anytime you're hit, you have about a 1 to 4 second knockback animation, during which you're completely vulnerable. And your damage isn't particularly good, and their health is particularly high, and you have no real tech for avoidance. And this doesn't stun anymore. So there's no, like, try to push, delay them with an attack and then back off and then do something. And there's nothing I can do, is what I'm trying to say here. There's nothing I can do to make the game more palatable. So I just said, alright, I have infinite HP. Oh yeah, by the way, someone do me a favor, type !bottom. See if that looks good on chat. What do we think? Ah. Hey, Drakaji. I apologize for not getting a chance to say thank you before I cut off yesterday, I want to say it was. But I did get your donation. I looked into it. So UFO 50 is added to the list. I do have to ask you something. I was trying to find out... Yeah, there's a top command. What do you mean, was it supposed to be? Look at it. I was trying to find information on how long the game was going to be, so, I could figure out how much to charge. And I didn't find a lot of very good information on that. Do you have anything you could add to that? I mean, Secret of the Stars isn't exactly a long game either. Progress now? Yes. That... Okay. I hope not, Mr. Red. I hope the third game is not worse than this. Oh, this is 10. Okay. Well, shoot. That's... I mean, they could turn it around. You don't know. They could turn it around. It's a thing that's happened. I mean, Sticker Star is concentrated, congealed negativity. I don't know how better to phrase that. Sticker Star would be the main boss of a Kirby game. And Kirby has to deal with it because it's poisoning reality. So, what is End of the Dragonflight? Someone help me out here. I think that's supposed to be the music. What? Okay, and we're dead. No, Elizar. It's not how that works.
Ready?
It's not even how that should work, if you think about it. Like, that would be a really dumb review system. Like, imagine for a moment, like really picture this, okay? Imagine if I fell to my death, okay? Imagine if I reviewed, I don't know, the game we just played, A New Beginning.
Here we go.
And I gave it a negative score of, like, I don't know, -20, because I don't care that much about Spyro. So it doesn't really mean anything to me that this game is particularly bad. And then I review, I don't know, why is every jump in this timed? Why is every jump the donut blocks from Mario Brothers 3? Anyways. Yeah, no checkpoints at all in this room, by the way. And I'm dead. Speed. I guess we got to show that off now. No, Jedi Fallen Order is a good game.
Why don't you try
Okay, never mind. There is a checkpoint. I'll give you that game. Yeah, there you go. Shadowlands. Imagine if WoW Shadowlands, I just artificially, massively lowered the score just because it was WoW. keeping in mind, as we showed, while Shadowlands is Shadowlands, pound for pound it wasn't actually that bad, especially the moment the jailer left the narrative. What? What? I don't understand what happened there.
It's okay. We can try again.
I love how it looks like I've made it, and I haven't, because I'm trying to land on a translucent platform
Got to remember
while moving towards it. So this is like almost the worst of all worlds when it comes to platforming. I can't really watch my shadow to tell when I'm on it. You'll notice there is no shadow here. Just look for a sec, see? There's no shadow, so I have no indicator to tell if I made the jump or not. Whereas there, see, I can see the shadow. And that indicates I've actually made it onto the platform. And yeah, and they're bright and lightning and all sorts of other fun stuff. This is really
I
bad.
better be a bit more careful.
I have a weird thought, though. This might actually be optional. Because I saw that statue-looking thing, and that feels like a collectible. So we're going to pretend that was optional. We're going to move on with our life and never go back. I love how little damage we do, by the way. Watch his health. Okay, you watching? You watching that? I should mention, I've been upgrading the flame. I was actually wrong about that, by the way. Egg on my face, you can upgrade the flame bit. Look how little damage it's doing now that I've upgraded it. Look at that. Look at that. Hang on. Almost done. Almost done. Oh, nope. I ran out of mana. My bad. Okay. Back to killing this one guy. There we go. We killed one guy. That is a pathetic amount of damage. Wall upgrade. Oh, there's another one. Of course there's another one. Now, here's the funny part. I have a horrible theory. Okay, never mind. It ran out before I could do anything. Did I mention your bar on the slow time thing runs out while you're stunned? Because that's just the most dick possible move. This is why I cheated, by the way. We're on stage 2. I really feel the need to explain that. We're on stage 2. Oh, you're right, you're right. Let's see how much damage a Fury does to this guy. Ah, they're too low on health. Hang on. Well, it's funny you say that. Here's another one. Okay, here we go, here we go. Ready for this? Ready for this? Oh, there's 2! Why? Oh my god, it did damage. I am legitimately shocked. I really didn't think it would do damage. Did I mention there's only 1 health up and 1 mana up in this entire room? This is just miserable. You're joking. There's health upgrades in this game? Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me with this. And I've now permanently... Let me... I mean, we gotta be God of War, so we have to have the mana upgrade and the health upgrade. I'm...
Why don't you try shooting some magic out of your face?
Yeah, tell me about it, Ben, when I...
I think I have the strength to go on.
Yeah, where are we, by the way? Like, okay. Let's track, right? So, we start off in the swamp. Okay, cool, cool, we're in the swamp. Yeah, that's our death sound, by the way.
I've got to remember my training.
Someone tell Elijah Wood, okay, sound like you're falling asleep. Nuzzling up against your pillow. By the way, every single time, and I want to stress this, every single time you see me not double jump, that is not on purpose. If you ever see me not do a double jump from this point onwards, it's because the game ate the input, or because the double jump was wonky enough that it didn't happen. I just want you to be aware of that, because that's been an issue already on this very platforming section that we're currently going through. Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so okay, so let's talk about this. So our first level was the swamp. Cool. That worked. Then our second level was going to this forest area to find someone. Big, creepy forest. Okay, cool. Then we passed out in the middle of the forest because the chronicler decided he couldn't wait to do his Skype call. So we're like, okay, that sucks. Then, not too long after that, not too long after that, we wake up in a cave with a cove for some reason, and some pirates, and then we make our way through said cave until we're here, and I think this is supposed to be the woods again, but I'm going to be real, it's kind of hard to tell. I had the same thought, Kitten Fan. I don't know how they want me to make this jump. Yeah, I don't know what they want. I don't know what you want from me here. Or I could just make it that time. Okay, whatever. At this point, I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't care about anything. Life is meaningless. Can we just kill the world? Can we do that? Can we just... That just gets the entire world because this game exists? I think it's a good enough reason, personally.
Here we go.
I'm getting tired of giving every encounter a negative, but this is ridiculous. I'm getting bored of giving you negatives, game. Of course it's a mandatory Red Room encounter. Why wouldn't it be? It can't all be this bad. It can't. It can't. It cannot all be this bad. Why are they spawning? Don't answer that. It's okay, at least the big guy doesn't spawn. Spawn more, I mean. So, the options are all feathers. I have no idea what that means. Max out all your stats, which I actually don't want to do. Unlimited dragon time, unlimited health, unlimited magic. Surely these guys are optional. Ah, okay. And now there's a... Okay, we all know what this is about to be. Go away. Okay, I have a little bit of turning. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. We're fine. Everything is fine. Why is there no music to speak of? Like, why is this... What the... This game is making me unreasonably angry.
Is that your dumb tree? It's beautiful. Can we go now?
This feels like the right place, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go wait over there. You know, give you a few minutes. Well, maybe there was a lily pad you forgot to sing on, or a rainbow you can talk to.
Sorry.
Hello? I'm here. Give me a sign or something.
you a boss? Please be a boss so I can get out of this frickin' level.
It's my turn to pass out. You're on your own, buddy.
Yeah, let me go pull a barv. My bad.
Oh, brother.
Rick. Ha ha ha. Okay, okay. Of course it's the assassin fight again. Of course he regenerated. Do you not know what game you're playing? It's worse than it sounds. It's so much worse. There's only... Okay, so do you see how his head's on fire? Watch what happens when I hit his head. Yep, yep. We have to ignite every piece individually. This is, yeah. I haven't mentioned this yet. The arc of your shot is determined by how long you hold down the button. Which is exactly as unintuitive and frustrating to do as it sounds. Yeah, this is hell. I'm just in hell. There we go. Okay, I think, yep, okay, his health bar changed colors. I think I actually got him that time. To say, bull crap, I didn't get his leg. Epic fight, though. Like, what would you rather fight? The Colossus of Rhodes? Or this? And now he's further away, so now it's even harder to arc your shots. That's cool. Did I mention each part needs several shots in order to then be on fire? Did I mention that part? I don't know if I mentioned that part. It's kind of important. I mentioned it's also costing mana, so in addition to everything else, you have to be waiting on that to regenerate. Just adding more of a time component to a fight that has a time component to it.
Ah! This doesn't look good.
I accept this not being timed. But that doesn't change the fact that the earlier part did exactly what I just said. gonna keep shooting in the jar. I guess that's the winning move here. By the way, I should mention I have no camera control in this mode, so this is just what the camera wants me to look at. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think that this is what the camera wants me to be looking at here. I apparently cannot dodge that kick to save my life, by the way. Okay, there we go. Jesus. That's not where I shot you.
What the? Oh, you killed it. We came all this way so you could kill it? Spyro, I am the mighty tree, calling you from across the void. Journey hither and vanquish me.
Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Wait, you don't suppose that was the Chronicler?
Alas, the purple dragon has been wandering lost in the ancient grove. You've been quite a nuisance to us.
Whoa, what's with the gurgling nitwit?
If I were you, I'd shut my mouth. I ain't gonna say it again.
Sparks, maybe you should stay out of this one.
Yes, mind yourself. To answer your earlier question, no, that isn't the Chronicler, whoever that is. That was Arboric, and he was going to be the main attraction in our tournament. Now it's ruined.
Gosh, I really feel bad about that.
Oh, really, no need for remorse. You'll do just fine.
What does he mean by that?
Okay. You know what makes me sad? You know they did these cutscenes this way just because it's cheaper. But they look so much better.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Sparks, must you do that?
Well, maybe I do, must I do that? And you know, it might be just crazy enough to work. Come on, Spyro, put that sorrow behind you and clap your hands with me. Let the joy come pouring down, rain on me. And can't you feel it? Can't you just feel the love in the room tonight?
Moliere!
Spyro? Is that really your friend?
It's me. Where are we? Can you get us out?
You are on Scab's ship. The Belacra been made to compete in the arena fight like the other prisoners. I too am a prisoner here, as are many of my kinsmen.
What?
To make for worthwhile entertainment, so we are made to serve grog to the scavengers.
Moliere, you have to get us out.
Shh! We talk later.
I trust your living quarters to your liking.
I don't know. My roommate could be more fun, though.
I thought I told you to be quiet, fool! And you, get ready to fight! It's hurting time, babe!
I mean more than really, hate those birds.
Ross? Ross. I need you to know that there is such a thing as a good Spyro game. I should know. I've actually played it twice on camera. Okay. Okay. No. I know. I'm not. I know. Okay. Okay. You with me? All right. So you see this game down here? Do you see this game? This is what we call a good game. Now I know this is. Okay. How do I explain what a good game is to? All right. So I know you're used to Spyro just being this nightmare hellscape. Okay. I understand. But imagine for a moment if it was Spyro, but it was good. Except for Moneybags. Screw you, Moneybags. Nobody likes you. Okay.
Welcome to the first event of the evening. Tonight we bring to you a very special battle, sure to quench your thirst for brutality.
Enough of this jibber-jabber. Let's bring on the pain.
Introducing a creature both rare and powerful. A creature of might and magic. Prepare yourselves and feast your eyes on Spyro the Dragon!
Wow, if we weren't about to die, I'd say this is pretty neat.
Please no dragon, just well please.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Ah, that's the butterflies in your stomach. Trust me, I know.
And his opponent, seen them before and loved them. We offer you none other than the twins of terror themselves, the Blundertails. Fiends and felons, scoundrels and swindlers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is another 3-hitter combo. They were in the first game. The scorpion things hit extremely hard in the first game. I can't believe that was a freaking health up, and I can't believe I didn't. I mean, obviously I don't need it, but like, just picture that for a second. Jesus Christ. Abso-goddamn-lutely not, Elizar. Jesus Christ, why would you ever do that? Why would you ever do that? Hey, Cookie Dude. Thank you very, very much. As always. Yeah, there's only 5 health ups in the game. I haven't even seen the other one yet. FTL, FF7R2, and Dark Cloud. Done. I just... Yeah, seriously, just use the wiki, the good wiki. I'm pretty sure Mook just linked. Let me double check that. Yep. Do not use Wowpedia. You can also use Wowhead. Wowhead's a little more data-oriented, but, I mean, they're still Wowhead. Yeah, don't use ChatGPT for literally anything. Even in my virulent, adamant hatred of AI, which I am. I hate it. I hate it. If I could etch-a-sketch it out of existence and make sure it never worked again, I would do it without a second thought. But even I can acknowledge that there are specific types and forms of AI, because there's actually like 5 different types of AI, all told. I tend to call all of it LLMs, but actually LLMs themselves are a subset, and it's all dumb. Point being, even I can acknowledge that there's some decent, worthwhile usages of it for very specific things in very specific ways. And then there's ChatGPT, which does not apply for any of those. There is no good use of ChatGPT. Or any of those, actually. None of them. Let me tell you a sketch I saw. Let me explain how extremely dumb of an idea that is, okay? No offense. So, I want you to imagine that there's a guy here, okay? This is the wiki. And here's you, okay? And you're like, I guess I could go and reach out to that person and say, hey, what's up? Hey, wiki. What's Thrall's maiden name? Right? And then you can figure it out, right? Or you can go through any of the chatbots. They're all basically the same, but you go through any of the chatbots in the main. So now imagine there's a guy in the middle, okay? The guy in the middle's like, hey, hang on. Pours out some water onto the ground. Burns some coal, gets some electricity going. Okay. And then, okay, hang on. All right. Then it says, okay, there's no such character as Thrall in Warcraft. And you're like, no, I know Thrall exists in Warcraft. I need to know what his maiden name is. Oh, right, let me try again. Pours out some more water. Yep, there we go. Anduin. His name's Anduin. Anduin's maiden name is... And you're like, no, ChatGPT, listen. And meanwhile, the wiki's just over there like, I'm right here, dude. What? You know what? Here, have some God of War music. Okay, we've escaped from hell. That's hilarious, Pinwheel. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Kratos got out of hell. Let's see if we can, shall we? Wow, that's stun locking. Congratulations, Linarith. You are lucky. I have many, many, many thousands of counterexamples that prove you completely wrong. If you want to go destroy the planet for your own purposes, you go do that in your own time later. Get the fuck out of my channel if you're going to do that. I have zero tolerance for that. None. Zip. Zero. Zilch. Do you understand? I have to put up with a lot of garbage in the world right now. I don't need to deal with you deciding that AI is totally cool on my watch. Get the fuck out of my channel if you think that. It goes for you too, Elizar. I'm sick to death of tolerating this bullshit because, oh, well, you know, it's not that bad. I mean, really. I am so goddamn sick to death of human beings being totally cool with living in filth. Why do you live in filth and are okay with it? Why do you just tolerate it? Why does this species just accept that everything sucks? I will calm down the moment I have this entire planet underneath my fucking boot. Because I am so sick to goddamn death of everything. Not the least of which being this fight I'm doing right now. This is a great fight, by. This is great. Did you know that you have to actually stop moving in order to do a charge attack? Which is the only way you can actually hit these guys, by the way. And there's two of them. And they like to game up on you.
Great crowd, huh? I wonder if I can get them to do the wave.
Well done indeed. Step forward, little dragon, and receive your glory.
What?
Move for you, boy. Don't just stand there. This ain't no puppet show.
No, not again. Don't worry. There's nothing to see here. It's all under control. And allow me to entertain you with the healing power of love while we wait. Swing low. I don't hear you. Come on. Swing low. Sweet, what's the matter with you all? You stink.
No, Lenirith likes to pull technicalities, and those always irritate me. No offense, Lenirith. I know it's just you being you. You're a very literal-minded person. I know that. I know you're a decent person. I apologize. But when I'm already this close to just putting a bullet in my brain, I have very little tolerance for anything. Oh. God damn it. Is this the Earth Beam? Is it at least good like it was in the first game?
You've come far, young dragon.
What? Ignitus said you would help, but you've only led me on a path to nowhere.
Our path through life is not always the path we choose. Sometimes our paths are chosen for us, and it is our destiny to follow it, wherever it may lead. Be steady, Spyro, and use the power of the Earth to feel your way. The power of Earth and nature is a mighty one. For as the Earth moves, so does everything in it. Be mindful as you wield it.
Remind me to give a negative to those scorpions later. I can't right now. I can't even. I haven't either. I really have given every encounter since we hit the second stage a negative. That is not a joke. And the game immediately was like, wait, hang on, wait. Wait, really? Screw you, game. Think I can't do that. That's what I thought. You can ask me whatever, Elizar. I would rather you ask a human goddamn being if you're going to ask anybody anything. There's a lot better people than me you can ask. Because I'm a worthless pile of garbage. But at the very least, ask a human frickin' being. You're fine, Lunar. It is my fault. That's why I apologized. I apologize for taking me a moment to apologize. I have a rule. I have to mean it. I have to mean it when I apologize. And that means I can't apologize immediately after I'm angry, because I'm not sorry. Right? I can't lie. Or I guess actually I shouldn't lie. An economist I follow recently did a very in-depth study on generative AI, which is the proper term for the garbage AI. ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, the image generators, all that dreck, right? And it was actually really enlightening, but my favorite takeaway was that you could summarize everything. And I want to stress this for a second. This is not hyperbole. This is not anger speak. I'm cooled down now. I'm cool now. This is not anger. This is not hyperbole. This is not a joke. You could summarize absolutely everything about generative AI with a single sentence. Would anyone like to hear what that sentence is? Generative AI is about corporate executives telling the investors that they can fire you, replace you with a generative AI, and then split the proceeds of not having to pay for you with the investors. That's it. That's all of it in one sentence. When you break down everything else, you walk away from all of the details, all the nuance, all the noise, all the specifics of the environmental damage, of the impact on industries, everything else. At its fundamental core, it is about firing people to replace them so that the individuals who profit from large-scale corporations can make a little bit more money. That's it. Oh, they're way better, Wolverale. If there's one thing this game does substantially better than the first game, and this Luke can throw egg in my face here, it's that the tutorials are so much better. My God. it's not even at the same level. Alright, hang on. So you asked a question, Elizar. Why didn't the Legion kill Ner'zhul once Arthas warns Illidan about the Skull of Gul'dan? Okay, so hang on. So, why and how would they do that? Like, think about the timeline for just a second. So the Burning Legion, at that moment in time, was already in Kalimdor. Was already, I'd say, a couple days away from marching on the World Tree. And that was their ultimate goal, was to take the World Tree, claim its energy, and use it to create another portal in order to bring forth Sargeras and smash the planet, right? Why would they give a crap about the first Lich King? That's like being at the last 5 minutes of a race and being like, hold on a second, there's a grasshopper. Like 5 miles back. Everyone, pause the race, I'm gonna go kill that grasshopper. And they go back and they kill the grasshopper. No, there's absolutely no reason for them to do that. It's worth noting, they also had absolutely no reason to think they were gonna lose. In fact, they kind of did burn the World Tree. No, Blue Bulb. That's the point.
I've done what you've asked of me and followed your path.
Yes, but a time will come when you will have to choose your own path. And you are not ready. Open your eyes.
I'm almost tempted to give these a positive.
It is their calling. The black-hearted creatures of this world cannot resist its temptation. The well of souls beckons them as the night of eternal darkness approaches.
What is the night of eternal darkness?
It is the night when the celestial moons come together in a
Oh,
great
that's why we have 2 moons.
shrouds our world.
That's 2 moons.
The well of souls is the pinnacle of its terrible shadow, stirring the spirits of the deceased from their eternal rest, and permitting them to roam freely within the halls of the mountain, if only for a short while. And soon, the night of eternal darkness will be upon us. Find
Scorpions. I need to give the negative scorpions.
the caves of the White Isle.
Damn it, Piccolo! Stop blowing up my mouth!
Get up, lazy fool! It's time to bruise, not time to snooze! I can't even look at you. You disgust me.
Hey, you and me both, Pally.
Don't touch me!
Are you ready for more? Then, without further ado, please give a hearty welcome to Spyro the Dragon
Oh, absolutely not, Elizar. No, no, no.
and his opponent, needing little introduction.
Captain of Crunch, the Prince of
Captain Crunch?
The one and only Rabbit Rider!
Is that a shark ship? I take it all back. 50 positives. So, so let's answer. You just said 2 things at once, Elizar, and I kind of want to address both at the same time, if that's okay. First of all, of course the first Lich King is terrified of the Legion. Anybody with a sense or sanity would be immediately terrified of the Legion. I mean, what do you think would happen if the Legion had won? Whoops, I hit the wrong button because I'm stupid. I mean, he was planning to betray him, Moog, but... They can't touch him? Yeah, they can. They can... Are you kidding? Yeah, like, after Archimon burns the World Tree, which, I remind you, he was very close to doing, that was it. He's going to turn around and take out the Lich King pretty much next. Because he's the only other thing that was any kind of a threat to the Legion's advance. And then the Legion would spend however much time slowly scouring all life from the planet, which is what they do. They're very efficient about it. And that's it. So, yeah, why wouldn't he be terrified of that? Also, death is one of the least bad things that can happen to you when the Legion is dealing with you. So, you know, that's a thing, too. Of course it has multiple health bars. Do you not know what game you're playing? Okay, so I think I figured out what this boss wants me to do. So here's the thing. Between its jets, between its flame, and between its shots, you can't melee it while it's moving. So I think it literally, like, the intended method to fight this fight is just to dodge until he inevitably opens up a Vuln phase. Which, for the record, is not good game design. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm laughing, but this is actually really bad. This is legitimately pretty bad. Yeah, we might actually be soft locked because he's not entering a vuln state, and I can't break myself out of this. Okay, this isn't too far back. Yeah, you know what? Eleazar, there you go. That's what could happen to you if you oppose the Legion. The second thing you mentioned is the idea that Sargeras can be anywhere at any time or any place, which is sort of crazy. If Sargeras had the ability to just be wherever infinitely and at any point in time, then he would win. He's a Titan. He's the size of a planet. He can and has destroyed planets with a swing from his sword. So that would be it. He would have won long ago. It's actually a very major and constant consistency in the Warcraft setting that in order to move around, teleport more specifically, you need, you need more power. The more power, the stronger the thing being teleported, the more power you need to power the portal. Make sense? This is actually a common thing in fiction in general, but Warcraft is very consistent about this. So, in order to be able to move Sargeras there, they needed an absolutely insane amount of power. It's why they were going after the Will of Eternity in the first place, was because the Will of Eternity was going to go ahead and fuel that portal. So, this is great. Yeah, there's an entire expansion devoted to this concept. This is amazing. Okay, so look, Piccolo isn't a dude the size of the North American continent. Wait, I missed it. Look, are you correct about what? Anyway, sorry, what was your other question, Elizar? No, nothing, actually, Blade 12. It just doesn't work. They're pretty much just pushing through a wall, right? As in, they can't. It won't let them through. It does not have the power to convey them, so nothing happens. So Sargeras probably can be killed, because the Titans could be killed. In fact, it was actually a very, very, very lucky shot that the Titans did not get killed. Oh man, it's so good! Pajama Day, I have no idea! But yeah, Sargeras is currently alive. Why did the Legion not give a crap when Arthas warned Illidan about the Skull of Gul'dan? They did? Why did they not do anything to prevent that? How would they have prevented that? I fully don't understand your statement here. Like, forgive me, but you keep asking me things I don't understand. Oh, now you have a Vuln face. Thanks for the Vuln face. I don't even know what he's doing to hit me. Is it the wings? Is it just proximity? I have no ranged attack, remind you. There's no mana refill in this fight. So all I can do... Oh, you know, I just realized what the game probably wants me to do. And that's to get stun locked again. Hang on, here we go. Yeah, no, it's like his movement is pushing me, but his hurt box extends behind him, even though that makes no sense. That's actually a good point. Yeah, like, losing the Skull of Gul'dan kind of sucked a little bit, but all they were doing with the Skull of Gul'dan was using it to create the Felwood. That's like bonus points. You're making a cake Your goal is to make a cake, and just for fun, just for the heck of it, you've decided to go ahead and add a whipped cream cherry filling on top. Someone comes by who you don't see coming, and then warns someone else about the whipped cream cherry filling, and then steals your whipped cream cherry filling. You're still making the cake. I take everything back. This fight is garbage. What am I supposed to do about this? Okay. That's the weak spot. That's the one place where he doesn't have a counterattack. You know what? That's my fault. I'm worthless. I accept that. I accept that every day of my life. They've actually all but confirmed that Sargeras will be back in Last Titan. I would be shocked if he is not. I mean, we made a good Dementius fight. I'm just saying, don't tell me that wasn't a tech demo. For those of you not aware, during the flying section of the Dementius fight, the Dementius model there is the size of all of Stormwind. Now, if that doesn't sound significant, first of all, it's insane. But second of all, getting something that large to render smoothly, especially during something as complex as a fight, which can have, 30 people involved, that's a hardware challenge.
Can we at least order some room service?
Shut
I
up.
need to get out of here. Something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly, Benoit, especially as a single object. So I'm telling you, that was a tech demo.
I got it. Why don't you shoot some sparkly magic out of your face and blow the gate up?
Spyro, you are in danger. I have a message for you from another prisoner. Here, take it.
Yahoo! Fan mail!
Ross, you never put your donation towards anything, by the way.
About the ship. Word of your captivity has traveled quickly. Many of the prisoners are uneasy. They say that the Ape King himself has placed a bounty on you, and all of the dragons. These are dark times, but know this, you have allies. I look forward to the day when we can meet. Hunter of Avalon.
That was thoughtful. I particularly like the part about the dark times and the danger.
It's showtime.
Yes, of the arena. We have exciting news for you regarding one of our combatants. Shall we bring him out? There's a rebound. This is great importance. What say you, Dragon? What greatness can you offer?
The only thing great you be showing us is great aim.
Bring out the executioner!
Oh, red light, red light. Oh. Thank you, Sean, for the donation. I haven't heard much about Pragmata yet. Is it out yet? When does it come out? It sounds interesting. I mean, it's a new IP from Capcom. That doesn't happen very often, so I'm already kind of interested. And I'll put that towards Pragmata, Chrono Gear, and Little Kitty Big City. And, Sierra, look, I apologize for my outburst again. And I've put yours, Ross, towards Dispatch, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and Echo 2. April 17th. That's not far off. Hang on one second. I need to look up the name of the boss I just fought. Apparently that was Encounter 13 of 35, by the way, so we're nowhere I would say yes, Wolverine, automatically. Shouldn't kill Jane and crush Illidan like a bug sometimes to meet him. Why does he give Illidan a chance to milk the throne? If he's in Azeroth, why can't kill Jane to himself? If he's not in Azeroth, why does Illidan fear him? Okay. So, okay. I don't know where to start with that. Not being physically present to someone doesn't really make them less threatening, especially when they have a demonic army at their back. So I suppose that's point one. Answering your last question first. Second of all, Kil'jaeden doesn't do that. Like, he's... Yeah, the whole game. His modus operandi has always been to work through people and get people on his side, for lack of a better way to put it, legitimately. Kil'jaeden's biggest shtick is that if you work for him and are loyal, he will be loyal back. He will reward you, he will take care of you, and he will not betray you. So, yeah, exactly, Eleazar. So, it's not in his style or his approach to just walk up and smack Illidan in the face. That was Archimonde's deal. That was what he would do. Archimonde was the brute. Archimonde's the dude who shows up and goes, bam, right in the face. Yeah, the Legion are very orderly. They're very organized. So everyone has their role, and they do it well. Also true, Lineruth. Remember, Kil'jaeden couldn't actually reach Azeroth at the time. You probably don't remember this, but there's a whole mission in Warcraft 3, actually 3 missions, building up to summoning just Archimonde to Azeroth. Archimonde is not an all-10, no, because he's a warrior king. He's a barbarian, right? Like, that's his shtick. He is a mage instead of a punchy, but it is otherwise one-to-one. He's Conan, right? Except with magic. He completely brute forces his way through and around everything. Whereas Kil'jaeden tends to think his way around things. Sargeras is a titan. Yeah, Caster Conan. I like that. I like that. Yeah, exactly. Pillars of Snow. Archimonde walks into a room and casts Fireball. How big is the room? I didn't ask that. I cast Fireball. Are you going to shape it to not hit your allies? Why would I do that? By the way, I double cast Fireball. Let me put it to you this way. Before Archimonde became corrupted by Fel and became a demon, he used to force prospective students to his academy to fight him, if they got through all the hoops, to fight him one-on-one. Because that way he would get the pleasure of flexing on and beating up people who were weaker than him. That was his motive. That's why he did it. It was fun for him. That was Archimonde before he became a demon. That's a good question, Lineruth. Because, I mean, think about it, right? Like, they've yeah, he was a thug. He was an extremely... very Voldemort, for lack of a better way to put that. He was an extremely skilled thug, but he was still just a thug. Actually, yeah, Ross. To use a better written example of the concept. Completely capable of brute forcing his way through a lot of things he shouldn't be able to just because he's that good at raw magic. Yeah, or Bob from Dragon Age 4. Really good example. Pretty much, Elazar, yeah. You probably don't remember, but one of the missions in Frozen Throne specifically deals with helping Illidan to close portals that the Legion had already opened up, so that less demons would be there for him to have to deal with. You know, cutting off the supply lines, so to speak. Who's the Twilight in WoW? I feel like there's actually a bunch. But honestly, my knee-jerk thought is Khadgar. Okay. So I feel like I should tell you something here. So I pulled up a walkthrough just to, that's where I mentioned we're at step 13, because I wanted the name of the boss we just had issues with, and I had issues with, and yeah, I noticed that it says, by the way, you're about to get your 3rd of 5 health relics. I have completely missed 2 health relics already. Or I guess 1, sorry, 1 health relic, plus the one I know about, plus the one that I'm about to probably not get. Cool! What a miserable game. I'm sorry. It probably is... It's probably obvious that this is legitimately starting to get to me, given my rant earlier. Like, this is impressively bad. It does feel worse, which is funny, because I can tell you in several ways it's not.
This little dragon has defeated everything we've thrown at him. But fret not, O faithful fans. Tonight, we have a special bonus match.
Cool, a bonus match.
Spyro the Dragon versus the former queen of Concar herself, Cinder!
My one true love. Sorry.
I told you she was evil. Look, my eye's twitching again.
Just like old times, huh, Spyro?
Cinder, I'm not going to fight you.
Relax. I'm just trying to put on a show for the crowd while we figure out what to do.
Don't trust her. She wants to eat me.
What's happening?
I want out. I want out. I want in. I want in.
Get away from me! Help!
Cinder! Spyro, this way. There's an opening.
Listen, Cinder's characterization, she's a girl. And we know that per the rules of fiction, girls automatically exist only to be trophies to be procured. So I'm guessing it's the question about dragons, Giga. I have no idea. So what Giga asked was, why aren't there a lot of games where you play as a dragon? You know? Good question. PS3, Lord Harmon. It was the PS3. This game could have been a dragon game. The first 3 games were a dragon game. The Reignited games are a dragon game. And there's whatever this is. So, Mr. Red pulled up an image, and I like the visual of it, so I'm going to repeat his trick. Mr. Red, I'm stealing your trick. Sorry. fry there for a second. Don't worry, I swear this is here for a reason. And it's not just because Billy West is awesome. Not in this game, but he is awesome. So yeah, I like visuals. I like to really get across ideas visually. So I want you to look at this chart. Now, even if you can't read those names, at a glance, you could probably immediately see the gigantic gap that last game before that gap is the third game of the 3 we're playing. The one at the very bottom is the Reignited remasters, which are good, like I said, and, you know, legit, and I recommend them. But, whoosh! We don't count Skylanders, because Skylanders doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, we might actually have a franchise killer in the next game. And by, I don't know why I said might. We do! We have a franchise killer. It killed the franchise. Now here's the really sad part. Like, you ready for this? This is so pathetic on so many levels. Hang on, let me pull this image back up here, okay? So it's 2008 to 2018, right? That's a 10-year gap. Someone do me a favor. When did Mega Man 11 come out?
I wonder if we should be looking around for something.
So, Mega Man 11 came out in 2018. Okay? Mega Man 12 is coming out in 2027. I just want you to know, Mr. Red. No, it's not a guess. Mega Man 12 is actually scheduled for 2027 release. I just want you to know that I fully and completely understand the absolute insanity of a game franchise being put on ice for 9 years. Yeah, I've admittedly in many ways walked away from Mega Man. I've got the old classics. I'm good. No, I think Von Falkenstein thinks this game is going to be a 412. Hell yeah. That's true. I've never played the Battle Networks, and I've never played the Star somethings. Star Force, that's it. Is that right? That can't be right. I'm pretty sure I would have got that too. Falkenstein, do you, okay. I mean, you have a lot of faith in this game, I'm just saying. I'm not sure what to do here. This is one of the first times I could say that in this game. I'm not sure what to do here. You've got to be kidding me. I didn't even see that. Wait, seriously? This got a 3.6? You're kidding. Alright, let's see how big this health upgrade is. I wanted to get this to see how big our health upgrade is. Ready? Ready for it? Watch there. In the upper left is the red bar. That's it? Okay, okay, okay. No, it's not, Giga. Yeah, I'm thinking about 10%. Like, okay, you have to understand that we are already, and have been for a couple hours now, at the point where enemies will 3-shot us. So, let's do some math, okay? Let's say you have 100 health, and let's say that enemies do 40 damage and attack to you, okay? So now you have 110 health. How many attacks does it take for enemies to kill you? I'll give you a hint. 3! I'm sorry, I know you're being silly, Giga. I'm not. Oh my god, I just this, okay. What I was legitimately expecting was that if there was this much damage and only 5 health upgrades in the entire game, I was honestly expecting that each health upgrade was a really big one. Like, I was thinking we would cover the top end of the screen with our health bar, right? Kingdom Hearts style. You know how Kingdom Hearts health bar just stretches across almost the entire screen by the end of the game? Something like that. And that would have made that more substantial, and I was willing to walk back some of the negatives if that were true. Maybe. Let's not get too crazy here. But you get the idea. I was willing to be reasonable about it. But no, instead it's just... Okay. Yeah, by the way, no backtracking, so if you missed one, it's gone. Apparently that was the solution. Just let it go into the wall over here. Because obviously blowing it up over here, that's not going to work.
I think things just got more complicated.
Good. I was afraid that escaping the burning ship would be too easy.
You can fly. Both of you can fly. What is this for? I can't move this camera. You see, this camera angle is being forced onto me. Oh my god. It's like the worst of all worlds. I can't believe this. Anybody who's been watching the review document, you know that I mentioned that a lot of the earlier jumps were of the worst type of jump possible. And I corrected myself. Said, no, they're actually the second worst type. Because there's one type of jump. This is true. There's one type of jump that is considered the single most objectively bad style of jump in platforming. It's called the isometric jump. Guess what these are?
Let's do it.
Like, this is the worst of all worlds. By the way, the camera moving while I'm jumping, that's not me. That's just happening. So an isometric jump is when you are at a diagonal. This is actually probably the literal worst angle, what I'm holding the camera at right here. Because isometric screws with your depth perception. So if you're doing straight on, you can kind of gauge based on size. If you're doing sideways, you can gauge based on distance. If you're doing isometric, you have nothing to base it off of. You're guessing. Actually, no, I don't, Ross. They're too dry. The only way they work is if you have something like milk. Okay. Okay. Now to kill myself. See, I should have bought a gun before I moved. It's just to have it there, you know, just in case. Alright, I'm playing Spyro. I'll just, I just play the game with the gun here. You know what? Sure, and Milk. I'm typing up some negatives right now. This is as good a time as any. Hit me. And yeah, the golden number is, for lack of a better way to put it, proprietary. Having said that, I actually do a fairly large amount if... oh, I do know those, Ross. Yeah, those are way better. What I do... In fact, if you look at the guessing sheet... Let me pull it up here. Let's pull up the guessing sheet for a second. I have a color code over there to give you a vague idea of really good to really bad. But also... If you look at the previous game we scored, it scored, and I said this very openly right at the very beginning of the run, negative 444.76. So... a positive for cutscene incompetence. So, no. I'll just say that flat out. Cutscene hyper-competence, however. Like, when someone's just really competent and I enjoy that in a cutscene, yes. We actually have given a lot of positives over a lot of years for moments like that. Because it's always just really satisfying to see someone have a frickin' brain and execute it in a way that's well written. Because if they're too competent, that drifts over into, you know, nonsense territory. And if they're too incompetent, then you're just facepalming. But when they hit that sweet spot, those moments pop. Actually, yeah, Ross. That has happened. So, if they do something in a cutscene they can't do in gameplay. So that's actually a good question. Semi-recently, I was cleaning up some other reviews, including Mass Effect 2. And so this is fresh on my mind. So those who don't know, I did actually give a negative to Mass Effect 2 for cutscene overcompetence. Because there are several characters, most notably Kasumi and Jack, and Samara, excuse me, who are in lore, in cutscenes, gods, right? Like they're just they can do super ridiculously insane feats, and in gameplay they're the exact same as anybody else. Let's see, and that's fair, Lord Harrimont, because I am a great biotic wind is just a great cutscene. If that's true, we're up to, 12? No, 13. You're right, 13. We did it. We're there. We're amazing. By the way, generally speaking, I actually have a specific category for that. It's called gameplay and story segregation. Made that joke yesterday, Blue Bulb. Unless you're making the joke back. No! Stealing my joke! It's the only joke I got. Don't remember, Lord Harrimont. I don't think I did, because I don't think, like, in a noteworthy way did it add to the gameplay and story. I'm not sure, though. I don't remember. I'm thinking no. No. No positives. In fact, I'm going to go give a negative for it right now. I'm going to call it the Lord Harrimont negative. I'm going to reach out to the developers and say, sorry, I had to give your game a negative because Lord Harrimont demanded it. Then I'm going to give him your address. That's what you think, Lord Harrimont. Don't worry, Giga. I'll send them to your address instead. Look, I'm just saying, if Expedition 33 had David Spade in it, I think it would be 20% cooler. I can never forget Elijah Wood. Especially when I'm going to the bathroom from some reason. It's very strange. I'm in a weird mood today. Yeah, I'm ending global warming right now. You're welcome. Nobody ever says thank you for these things. Racism? I'll end racism. I'm trying to think of where to segue this joke, but the idea is that you wipe out all life and then racism is over. World peace. I mean, yeah, but what I... It's the Ultron method. Look, there's ways to make this work. Why is the screen bouncing so much? I can't even see the game. I can only see, like, the outer edge. But, like, the camera's doing this. What is going on the game? What is happening? Why is this the camera? Stop it. It's a very bouncy ship. Wait, really, Lord Harmont? Oh, wow. Hey, Rama. Yeah, I'm writing a positive right. How did you know? You know me so well. Okay, there. Sorry. Uh, and now it's not swaying anymore. I feel gypped. Now, let's go back to swaying. Oh, my sway. Yeah, there we go. Yeah! Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Okay, I'm done. Does this door seriously not? Okay. Dude, more games need dragons and shark airships. I mean, I'm just saying, you can play a dragon in WoW now. Do I like the lore of Spyro? Hey, Mr. Red, could you do me a favor and tell Elizar the lore of Spyro really quick, please? The lore. Obviously, hello.
Moliere, the ship's under attack. We have to get off this thing.
Spyro, please! My companions are still being held prisoner and the chamber gates are locked!
Did he just interrupt himself?
Open them.
Okay, sit tight. I'll come back for you.
Who's ready for a negative to gameplay? Oh, of course it immediately forces me into isometric for this. And of course they're temporary platforms, which means you can't time your jumps in a section where you're supposed to time your jumps to avoid cannonballs. Why would that be anything otherwise? That's ridiculous. Come on, luck. Just get good. Okay? I want to hear it, alright? Look, I don't mean to flex here, but I just got extremely lucky and totally did not earn anything with that. I actually just went for that completely. I was like, you know what? Fine, here. So, do you want to unironically see the lore of Spyro 1? Hang on. Hang on.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, It's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
And that is the lore of Spyro 1. Still a good cutscene, and I'm still 100% on Nasty's side. Unlike Valerian. Valerian looks at Nasty Orc and is like, ugh, he's ugly. Wow, that lighting effect is something else, isn't it? Yes, Valerian just walks around. This world is imperfect. If only I could make it as beautiful as I. Isn't it glorious, Vulgarity? Isn't it beautiful? How did that open?
Okay, Moliere, you're safe. Get far away from here.
Merci, mon frère. Thank you very much. I hope we can meet again. Perhaps under better circumstances?
Never know, there's still a third game. You know, you got me there, Rama.
That guy just gave me an idea. Why don't we get off the burning boat?
Not yet. We need a map to a place called the White Isle, and I think I know where we can find one.
You know I hate you, right?
I'm judging you. I'm judging you, Ross. Judging. What'd you get? What'd you grab? A gallon judge. Judge? You bought a gallon judge? Oh my god. I don't know. Vulgarity? I don't know.
I'm sure the answer will come to you.
Yeah, I saw you there, you stupid rat. Rasputin the Undying. Let's put that to the test. Hello? Oh, there it is. Why would you buy popcorn coconut oil? Like, I missed something. What are you using it for, Russ? Oh my god, off the deeper end, you have no idea. Really? You have to tell me how that turns out. You know, Linearith actually brings up a really good question. Why didn't Spyro get affected by that spell? I mean, we know the real answer. It's because he has the Tood. Nobody can affect the man with the Tood. Oh god, it's over the side. Okay, oh, here we go. That's true, the eggs weren't affected. Anyway, sorry, I was in the middle of saying something, and then I got distracted by how stupid I am. How the ass. Someone was asking earlier who this game is for. Someone asked that yesterday. I think someone asked that 2 days ago, too. I'm pretty sure someone mentioned something about that today, too. And here's the thing. I know exactly who this game is for. And this is not a joke. This game was for Elijah Wood. And Gary Oldman. Hi, Stuzy. Now, for the, 5 of you who didn't hear the spiel at the very beginning, those 2 actors received a contract to make this game happen, right? So, there were obligations. Which means those obligations had to be met. I'm not joking. I want to be very clear. This is not a joke. This is not some kind of a gag. Gary Oldman and Elijah Wood were on contract for 3 games. And that's why all 3 games got made. How the hell? How the hell? What am I doing wrong? I've been using time magic. Yeah, game 1 effectively killed the franchise, but they had to make 3. So they made 2 more. They made 1 more. And I've already done spoilers for the next game. The 3rd game is made by a completely different company. Because the company that made this one and the first one were like, no, we're good. What the hell's Green Punch Run? Oh, I see what you're talking about. And then we're going to leave it here. No! Oh, Jesus Christ. I got one through the other way. The Stoozy, I want to be clear about something. I want to be very, no hyperbole, no nothing. Every single combat encounter so far has gotten a separate negative. Now I want you to think about what that means. Ironically, I think the story will actually score better. No. Yeah, because there's just so much less story. See, one of the things that made the first game score so badly is because it was atrocious on both, right? And what I mean by that is it wasn't just like every level was terrible, but also every level had awful story, right? More irritating cutscenes, more Sparks being a dick, more dumb banter, right? Like it was unrelenting. So the first game was both axes being bad constantly. This game is mostly the gameplay being bad constantly. And then every now and again there's a bad story moment. So I don't think it's going to score as bad. I really don't, as strange as that sounds. Okay, so hang on. Did we already fight this guy? No. I'm trying to figure out where I am in the freaking level here. You ready for this? You ready for the walkthrough? Here it is. Here it is. The lever at the top opens the grating on the far side. Use dragon time to get there in time. I just had a really horrible thought. Yeah, exactly, Bulgaria. That's working as intended. No, okay, never mind. I'm wrong. I just thought maybe, I just had the random thought of, if it wants me to go upgrade my time bar, I do have Dragon Time cheats, but, like, this is confusing. Like, what is the intended, what am I missing? It's gotta be something really obvious I'm missing. Because that's always what it is, right? It's always something dumb. Right? Like, sure, there's got to be something going on here I'm just missing. Yeah, exactly. This cannot be that basic. Is there something I missed down here? What's in these side rooms? Let's explore a little bit. What do we got? Yeah, that's that hell room. We're not gonna go back in there. I will admit I kind of prefer the linearity of the first game, because I never got lost in the first game. Okay, yep, here's that hell room. Okay, cool. Health refill room. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. Mana refill room. Okay, so we have an infinite mana refill room. So now magic is back on the menu, boys. So let's see if we can hit it at a distance with magic. And give ourselves the precious second or two we need to actually make this happen. Damn it. Sorry, I was trying to use this as practice. God damn this game. Have I mentioned, by the way, that when you do something like that, if you don't do it in just the right way, it actually removes control from you? Okay, so let's see if I can, like... Yeah, I don't think that's doing anything. That's... Up. That's not doing anything. And I'm out of mana! Oh, that's great. My Fire Breath has a fire charge ability? Ah, that thing. Okay. Let's refill that mana again. Man, look at how little mana we have. How much do you think the mana is improved by getting the mana upgrades? You son of a... Okay. %5 upgrade. I believe it completely. This is insane. I want you to know that. This is insane. Yes, I did, Elizar! Elizar just does nothing but kill me. That's his job. He's there to kill me. It's okay. I get it. Cool. I don't judge him for it. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to reverse the event here a little bit. Oh! I landed on the ledge! I landed on the ledge! I can... Did you know I'm actually good at platformers? I can prove that. Go watch the last 10 years of me absolutely being baller at platformers. There, I've proven it. What is this crap? Excuse me. Okay. So that's going towards Sonic Adventure 1. Pokemon Stadium 1. And Disciples Gold. Thank you for the sub, Elizar. So... I will try to spam charge. I've honestly been trying not to because I have so little mana. But let's go ahead. I hate everything. Okay. No, I'm making Rax decide that. That's her job. I'm hands-offing that. Because I just play the originals. If it was up to me, I don't care. I don't care about nothing. No. No, 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 you stupid garbage! I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I was just thinking, if that recharge wasn't there, this would be so much worse. Okay, so what you just saw was me desperately trying to mash the charge again to do it, and I couldn't do it until I landed. So the answer to your question, Giga, is no. There's no spamming that. Okay. It was worth a try. No, I've got to I've got to aim it to do the dash into the frickin' thing. This is so stupid. I cannot believe this. This is super optional, insanely difficult. Do this to get to the final heart piece territory. And by the way, this is mandatory progression. That's the rest of the level up there. Hang on. I've got to be wrong. I've got to be. There's no way. There's no way I'm right. There's no way I am this smart. There's no way I am capable of having a functional thought in my brain. It's not possible. It's not possible. Damn it, YouTube. God damn it, YouTube. Stop it. There is a speedrun for this game. I even have it. Okay, so there's him being outside. Okay. There's the door. There's the door I'm staring at. Wow, I just lucked into that. Look at that. Okay, how do you get past that friggin' door? How do you do it? How do you do it? I'm ready. I'm ready. Lay a knowledge bomb on me. Okay, there's him being a pussy and not knowing how to do that earlier jump without having to use the time thing. Because real men, real boys like me, real boily men, we're called that because you boil us. We turn into boys. Ultra Giga Chads. Mondo Deluxe. Nope, we're boiled. We're boiled. Alive. Jesus Christ. That is exactly how he does it. That is exactly how he did it. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Let's do it. Let's go be a boily man. Let's do it. Ugh, I want to be boiled alive. Ugh. No, that's just a regular ass walkthrough. I'll pull up the speedrun later. Whoops. Whoops. Hang on. Sorry. In case you missed that, when you land on a ledge, you start doing a climb up animation. And when you're doing the climb up animation, you're obviously not up yet, and it pushed me back, like it just did, actually. Like, there was collision that pushed me back. Why do you exist? Oh my god, I just figured out what happened there. The asshole... So the enemies have collision. And it's actually bigger than they look. I've actually already encountered this in this game. And he literally body blocked me. He literally pushed me out. Any percent for this game? God, I don't know. Hour and a half. God, that climb up animation is so slow. 50 minutes! I hate everything. I hate everything in the world. Please don't tell me I'm about to not complete this game because I can't do this terrible, terrible thing. I'm I can't. What is this? What is this? How did that not trigger the thing? How did that not trigger the goddamn lever? I want you to know that I have done frame-perfect tricks in Super Metroid that required more or less the exact same level of precision as what I just did. I don't have a way of properly showcasing this, so hang on. So we're going to save over here, and then we're going to reload back before the gate. I want to talk you through what I just did, okay? I had to jump up, hit the attack as I hit the time freeze, which made it so that I didn't have the mid-air stall. So I got a little bit of extra speed, charged out, did a blind leap. The camera does not turn quickly enough to understand where I'm aiming. Aimed the dash this way, had to stop, had to pull back on the controller while I'm landing, and then the second, that is to say the frame I land, I had to do a double jump, neutral double jump, and then push forward in order to make that happen. All of that had to happen in the space of about a second and a half. That was what was required to get through just a door. You know what's really stupid? Adding exactly 1 second to the timer would have made that substantially easier. Adding 2 seconds would probably be more reasonable, which is exactly what I would have done. Yeah, no, exactly, Lord Hermon. That's why I tried to emphasize what I just did. What I just did was basically speedrunning to just get through a door. I'm wondering if there was any QA on this game, actually, because I've noticed other little things that a QA tester would have caught. Right? Like, that's not the first thing like that that I've seen. Okay. I'm going to type up more thoughts on this later. But for right now... No kidding, Blantival. It was Pillars of Snow. I could do that without the timer because I'm that good at video games. That's not a brag. I am that good at platformers. I speedrun platformers. I don't know if you were paying attention. I got to the point of deliberately not using the timing, the slow time ability on it, just to flex, just to prove that I could do it. Which I then did repeatedly. But that doesn't make it acceptable. That first jump was stupid. The second jump was asinine. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, there's no QA. There's no QA. Games like these tend to frustrate me especially because it is not hard to see how this could have been an interesting and or fun game. Yeah, challenge platformers or punishing platformers or, like... I don't know. What was that noise? Like, I am all about that. You want to know a game that really stuck with me that we streamed, that I just absolutely had a ball with? That I kind of wish I had time to go back and replay, because it was that awesome. Cyber Shadow. You ever play that one, Vulgarity? I know it's not like the hardest platformer out there, but man, that was just such a baller game. And hard as balls. I have actually seen, since then, I have seen speedrunners play around with the swag blade, and let me tell you, that thing's awesome. Cyber Shadow, 2 words. It is a brutally difficult, very well done, very depressing 2D platformer. Seriously, the story's just wow. Cyber Shadow also had a soundtrack, unlike this game. Sorry, Loke. Just to kind of make this point a little bit. Just one song. Just one song. Let's just get rid of it. Yeah, that was in-game music. Give me a second. Oh god, what do I go with? If I can only pick one song. Let's start off with like one of the starting screens. Nope, not that one. This is stage 1 of Cyber Shadow. They get better. Oh god, that would be insane, Giga. Way to do that while I was waiting for the cutscene to end. You catch that, by the way? In case you did not catch that, I did not have a chance to move before I got hit and knocked back. This game. This freaking game. You know what this is? And it is. This game is the type of game we've never covered before. That's not a joke. We have never actually covered this exact variety of game. You barely even see this type of game anymore. No, it's not a level pack. No, it's much worse than that. This is shovelware. So for those of you who don't know, shovelware was a term for a long time about licenseware games that were expensive due to the licensing involved in the creation of the game, and therefore they had to punch out the actual game as quickly and cheaply as possible in order to try and capitalize on the money. Yeah, even a new beginning isn't shovelware, but this. I think this actually is. By this point, the studio knew what they were in for. They had even less time to work on even more projects for even less pay. Like, and yeah, they were only doing it because they were under contract. And the specific reason they had to do it so cheaply and so quickly was because of budget, because they blew all their money on big-name actors. This is shovelware. I just clipped through the freaking ground. That's not quite true. I mean, I did, but that's not... I just... Look, you can literally see the render radius. Do you see it? Do you see it on the frickin' rope bridge here? Let's look back at where we've been. Ah, yeah, it's also not rendered there. It's one of the baked grandfathered ones. I'll codify it later. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Yes, oh my god, LJN, thank you. Someone else remembers LJN. Shoutouts to everybody in chat and or on YouTube who remembers LJN. Oh. I don't even remember the first one I was burned on by them. It took me a few years to really learn that lesson, and after a while, I started looking. Like, I started actually checking the box when I go to the rental place. It's like, hey, oh, there's a game with Spider-Man and the X-Men? That sounds badass. Let me hang on, let me check the box. Oh. Oh, boss music. Well, mini boss music. $54. Does Metacritic give bad scores? I'm not really being facetious. I'm actually kind of curious. Do they have the capacity to give a game a negative score? Because if this is 54. I actually, not only do I remember that, Ross, I remember multiple of them. There's one actually surprisingly short one, which is really terrible, where you're going up an office building at Evil Inc., I want to say is the name of the company. And you got to deliver their pizza, and there's a time limit, and bombs. It's a really crap game. I'm just leaving Cyber Shadow on at this point. I don't even care. I don't even care. Nothing matters. You don't care. I would. I still think it's not as shovelware as this because it's got that one last missing piece of the definition, but otherwise I agree. Oh god, what did Metacritic give Lufia 5? Tell me. Tell me. I need to know. me! What? Giga, I have an assassination job for you. Oh god, I think the enemies are bugged. Oh no, don't make me redo this section. Don't make me redo this whole section just because the enemy's bugged out because I paused in the middle of it. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, game. Don't do this. I have many people for you to sit on, Giga. First there's this idiot named Bram, right? Starfield! Starfield! Starfield got an 83. I have decided to kill myself. I'm going to walk up to Metacritic and I'm just going to light myself on fire and stand there. When I want to ask, I'm going to be like, Starfield got an 83, and then I'm just going to go back to burning to death. Can I help you, Mr. Bird? Innovatiest game. What? We're not ready. We're not ready for Starfield. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what it's gonna be like. It's gonna change everything. Literally change everything. Hi, Wolverale. I cannot believe this encounter is still going. I spent that entire slow time section being stun locked by both of them. Because both of them do that insanely... Look at this! Look at this! That's just a basic attack that's doing that to me. And I'm trying very hard to get out of it right now, and I'm failing. Oh god, I'm actually body blocked. There we go. I need to run. I need to run. Don't attack, Laura. Run. Of course they would use AI for a game like this. They would be desperate to cut any corner they could. They'd probably program the entire game in AI. Do every asset with AI. Do every voice with AI. This would be the world's first all-AI game. And it would still be better than this. By the way, if you're wondering what I meant about the negative for the scorpions, this is what I meant. Do you see that? They just sit there on the ground for a bit until they heal. And reset their health bar. Oh my god, I can't move, I can't move, I can't move, I can't move! Ah! I can't move. What is this stun locking? Oh my god, what is this stun locking? Oh, thank god, he knocked me up the stairs. It's okay, guys, the scorpion knocked me up. This, by the way, is another excellent example of something that just screams no playtesting. Just to really put this in perspective. By the way, these scorpions can 3-shot me. These are 3-hitters. Just to put into perspective how many times I'd have to redo this section. Yeah, see, they're just invincible. They just sit there, reset their health, and go right back to their attacks as if they, you know, as if nothing happened. Is this just another wave of attacks? Is this just my life? Is this the last stage from the first game all over again? Okay, signs pointing towards yes. Alright, this is awful. You know, if I was like, I don't know, Emperor of the Universe, I'd reach out to Elijah Wood. I'm like, hey, right? Like, kind of off camera, off the record. What do you think of that Spyro game? And, like, did you ever play it? What do you mean? And then I would show him some choice moments from this game. And I would want him to understand how atrociously bad this game is. And I would want to just be like, I want you to know that this is the game that your contract wrought. And I want to know what you bought. I want to know what this game paid for. And it better be something freaking good. And then he's gonna show me like some car. And I'm a little bit of a petrol head, so fine, that might be good enough. But like, whatever. I want to know what this paid for. I want you to know that World of Warcraft was literally made a worse game because of this. If it was a boat, oh, he's losing pinkies. Mr. Pink! I want you to send Mr. Wood a lesson. Oh my god, this freaking game. That's it. Bite it off. That's some good irony. He invested the money into AI. All right, take him out back. There's no saving him. Gary Oldman? Nah, just shoot him. Oh my god. Oh. That's the goal, Mr. Red. Woo! Oh my god. I may die. But unlike this game, my death will provide something to the world. I'm doing a service by showing people this game. This is... Yeah, the hot tin roof is burning, and I am dancing on it while people are shooting me. God. Oh. Okay. 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 You know, I believe that vulgarity. I believe that no one else has ever covered these games to the extent that we are doing this week.
Whoa. Look at all this stuff.
Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you say my collection's complete? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sure. Take your time. Move around. It's not like we're about to plummet to our deaths in a heap of flaming...
All right, you've made your point. Let's find the map.
One step ahead of you, buddy.
Yes, Mr. Red has laid my life down. For the greater good.
If it isn't the Purple Menace, we hope you weren't thinking of you.
Yeah, we gotta score this little chump.
Hey, who are you calling chump?
You, fool! You!
It's astounding the amount of trouble you've managed to cause.
You've only brought it on yourself.
You gonna let him talk to you that way, doodle brain? Shut up, fool! Fire the cannon!
Okay, what we got? Wow, that's a hell of a reach. Is it weak to fire? Because that'd be really funny. Because Illidan's a dick, Elizar. And extremely arrogant. It probably didn't even occur to him to inform anybody what he was doing. Not the last time he makes that exact same mistake for that exact same reason. Oh, right. Thank you. Hang on. So let's empty his bar. Let's get to the next bar. If you put a gun to my head, I'll take a Squadrons game over a story-based game 10 times out of 10. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's see what this does against a boss. Remember, in the first game, this would do less damage than our basic attack. That's not actually a joke. That's pathetic. It's not as pathetic, but that is still pathetic. Okay, fine. Damn it, Lord Hermont, no. Okay, so he's not giving me a Vuln phase now. Okay, he's got a reload phase. Okay. Like, I want you to understand how stupid this is. This is one step away from an invuln phase. As a reminder, invuln phases are almost universally bad boss design. If you go up on this guy and try to attack him when he doesn't have a designated I can take damage period, he almost instantly, and with no wind-up, knocks you back and does damage to you. Like, with that attack right there. That is insane. I'd rather replay Dragon Age 4 than God of War 5. Easy answer. God of War 5 was honestly pretty miserable. Like, I loved that story, really. But it was absolutely miserable to play. I remember being unhappy the entire time. By the way, his Vuln phase is enough for exactly 3 hits. Also, that's stun locking me. There we go. That's also true. Dragon Age 4, I can skip anything I don't feel like redoing. We don't have to do all the side quests this time around. Wow, that was not a good boss fight.
This is where we part ways.
So now I'm chump.
Also true, Pillars of Snow. Paper Mario 2, Lord Hermon.
You can't just let them get away. We're going after them, right? Wait, did I just say that out loud?
So that was Scab. Scab is 0.20 out of 35. We're officially halfway through the game. Now we're at Pirate Fleet, that's 19. No, I'm sorry, no, yeah, we're at Pirate Fleet, which is 17. Damn it, we're at 17, not 20. We fight Scab again at point 20. God damn it. I hate everything. I hate everything. I have no mask, and I hate everything. No, he's just... I don't understand your question, Alyssa. He's just a dick. Toronto has nothing to do with anything. He's got... Everyone in chat also answered. He's got a hero complex. The most interesting part of this setting... Oh, man. That's actually way tougher than that sounds. Okay. I'm gonna be real, I'm not coming up with anything, Mr. Red. I'm sure there's something. Like, surely there's something, right? Dude, Dragon Ball setting crushes this one like a bug. And that's with the Moon Destroyers. That's not a bad idea, Mr. Ed. I actually rather like that. The dragon's just kind of naturally being... Maybe naturally is the wrong word. The dragon's choosing to be colonizers. Might be a better way to phrase that. It's horrible, but it's interesting. And Spyro just kind of goes along with it for a bit, and then he's just kind of like, hold up, hold up. Why are we... What do you mean, Spyro? We are bigger and stronger than them. Well, yeah. But, like, they're just giving us stuff. Of course, they are afraid of us. Wouldn't you be afraid of a giant dragon? Well, no. Well, yeah, of course you wouldn't, Spyro. You are a dragon. True, Bladesval, that's actually a good idea. I say that like you always have bad ideas. That's one of the rare good ones, Bladesval. I'm shocked that you could ever come up with a good idea. Jesus. My favorite stream I have ever done. Ever. Can I name like 20 instead? Are we done? Was this... Oh, I see it. Let me just start naming really good streams, because I don't think I can just pick one, honestly. So, yeah. World of Warcraft. Final Fantasy XIV. Secret of the Stars. StarCraft 2. Diablo 3. Mario Odyssey. That's pre-Oblivion, but I wanted to mention it. The Final Fantasy lore run, the real one, the only one that's still available on, on YouTube. I already mentioned Secret of the Stars. Red Hell Retribution. I have to mention Red Hell Retribution. Like, how could I not? Yeah, Mario Wonder. Starfield, yeah. Starfield was long and awful and miserable, but it was also one of the best ways to really grasp the fundamentals of so many things. Yeah, Paper Mario 2 are... Yes, excuse me, yes. I don't mean Ride to Hell Retribution, I mean The Adventures of Johnny McEasycock. I have actually never played Skies of Arcadia, on camera or off. There is not Wolverine. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen, too. Oh, I think I'd probably still prefer to live in Pokemon, even though it is not as, like, utopic. And it's a very selfish reason why. Because I don't want to be a quadruped. I can still be a person with hands and fingers. Opposable thumbs. Yeah, I also know Pokemon extremely well, and could make whatever life for myself I wanted to out of that life. Jesus Christ. This freaking game. Well, yeah, I'd have to be a unicorn, obviously. Or a princess. I could handle being a princess. Oh yeah, did I mention that in addition to all the other bullcrap things about the scorpions, they're immune to breath? Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of options there, Lord Harriman. Like, a lot. I have to admit, and I'll be quite honest about this, the celebrity life does sound appealing in some ways. At least in a world as, you know, utopic as Pokemon. So actually trying to do the rounds and become a champion is something that would interest me. If nothing else, I'd probably try to get in government, which would mean gym and probably Elite Four. So that would be the goal. Get up to Elite Four status, I think. And become part of the actual, you know, bureaucracy. I knew it, Pajama Day! And no, I have not. If I had to specialize in a type, it's tough. I mean, I got steel, you know, I got poison, I got ice. That's just a feather. I think I'd be most tempted by Ghost. But then again, I could have my Crobat if I went Poison, and that is extremely tempting by itself. There's a lot of great poison Pokemon. Big ol' muck in the back for my heavy. With Toxic. That would be amusing. Cinder is just, you know, doing what all dragons do. And the other dragons are more pissed that she's doing it rather than, you know, it's being done. Oh my god, that's a mean team. I mean, being a ranger would be cool. Like, I think my desire for civil service and, you know, desire to push myself would be the two things that would push me into Elite Four. That's like a perfect fit for both of those things. But if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure I'd like almost any job. Any of the big jobs, right? I thought about it for a while, Mr. Red, if that makes you feel any better. Okay, where's progression? How go forward? There's probably something over there. Gang leader? No, I think I can swing that. What, like... So... I actually like that idea about Overlord, especially if they're not aware of it. It's just kind of in the back of their head, you know? And that explains why so many people gravitate towards one type. It's because they themselves have an affinity for that type. I like that idea so much, I actually built an entire D&D setting centered around it, called Isometric. I think I've mentioned that before. It was supposed to be kind of a challenge setting. The idea was everyone, when you make your character, you choose an element. And those elements, obviously they have like physical and superpowers and whatever, but the real point is they have personalities attached to them. And so then the challenge for you, the player, is to try and restrict yourself to stay within that personality type. It was intended to be more of like a challenge runny thing, so, you know, not every player's going to be into it, but I liked the concept.
How are we gonna get through that?
Arendelle, I think. Well... Oh, it's another one of these. Yeah, I was thinking cold. Whoops. I like cold, and it feels like it's honestly more prosperous. A lot more talk of things like trade, connections with the outside world, very defensible location, literal superpowered princess to keep you safe. Yeah, Arendelle feels like the big choice there. Yeah, that too, Lord Aramont. There's no, you know, threat of the week. Yeah, you know what? I haven't written down too many additional negatives lately, have I? I will. Don't worry. I will. Valid point, Lord Harriman. What's funny is that Corona doesn't have a superpowered princess either. Someone just died before I even got there. Did you see that? I hope it doesn't. Like, okay, yeah, sure, it's fun to beat on the game. Haha. Can we not? Could your game get better, please? Is that on the board? Is that something that's physically possible? No. No. Why is the entire ocean poison?
I think I have the strength to go on.
Wait. Is this before...
Come on, I'm sure you'll get it this time.
My beloved mother is regaling me with how much money she's making gambling right now. And let me tell you, that is as bad of a sign as that gets. Not I'm having fun right now, gambling, which is at least acceptable and tolerable. But look at all the money I'm making. Which is almost assuredly a lie. No, I do not, but why not? I will give my mother this, although this is extremely low-hanging fruit. She primarily plays poker. And, well, unless you're an idiot, you lose money very slowly at poker. So, it won't all just go away. It'll bleed out slowly. That's very much by design. So, you probably don't know this, Lord Hammer, but I have a very strange memory, where I'll remember individual lines for years. And one of the things I remember is several years ago, about 5 years ago now, my mother made a comment to me about how she was out gambling in order to try and relax a bit. And I obviously am not particularly pro-gambling, but I didn't want to be a dick, so I said to her, as long as you're having fun, that's the part that really matters, right? To which she immediately responded, I only really have fun when I'm winning. Yeah, no, that's sad. Let me tell you a little secret. So I'm extremely anti-gambling. I try not to be judgmental about it because I understand that most people who are into gambling are victims in all of this. So that's not really on you, you know? But at the end of the day, if you just gamble and that's what you do for fun, as long as you are actually, you know, sound about it and responsible about it, then that's fine. You walk in with the attitude of, I'm going to gamble to have fun. Not to win, not to lose. Winning and losing is not part of the equation. You're there to have fun. You have fun, you're cool. You leave. And that's how you gamble responsibly, for lack of a better way to put that. Yeah, exactly. You walk in with X. I know people who would walk in and not bring things like credit cards or checks. They would just walk in with cash in hand or money in account, because nowadays a lot of that's digital on your casino card. Let's say boop. Okay. Chunk. All right. Play until X. That was fun. I'm out. There's another interesting proviso here. If you go out there, you start gambling, you're not having fun, quit immediately. Because you're there to have fun. Yeah, pretty much, Valerian. My mother's currently staying at a hotel with 2 other people for free because of how much comp she gets. Like, I know how this works. Jeez. This is interesting. You know what? So, yeah, that's the I'm done with this button. And there's more, because of course there is. And I bet you money if I fall, I'll have to restart. I have said this before and I'll say this again. If there's one, literally just one bit of knowledge I could impart to every person in the world, like one lesson, right? One teaching plan, it would be just managing your freaking money. Home ec, essentially, right? Home economics. This actually is in 60. This is 50 frames per second right now. Oh, you're asking how to do it. There's a patch, which I do not have, which will force it into 60 FPS. Just look up Legend of Spyro PCSX2 60 FPS and you'll find it pretty quickly. Are they still falling? Here, let's pop a save. You aren't supposed to be able to do that, sir. Yeah, I used to suck. Okay, I guess I'll die. So, did you see it? Did you see how much our magic went up by? How many of you even noticed that my mana was upgraded before I said something? That's actually, like, kind of sad and awful and funny at the same time, Matt Overlord. I am sorry. Oh, I'm going to, Mr. Ed. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm never making fun of FF10 and its micro upgrades ever again. This is ridiculous. Imagine FF10, but every sphere is like the same amount of power upgrades, like +1 strength, +1 HP. There's only 5 spheres on the entire grid. Oh, this might be a lead up to a boss. We might finish this section. Yeah, they're also all insanely hard to find. And or hidden and or difficult. I guess I'm lying. There's 10. Excuse me. 5 for mana, 5 for health. Zero, Ross.
Sucker, you just don't know when to quit.
Then you don't know us very well. I quit all the time.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I thought that was gonna sound cooler.
So, let's see how different the fight is. Okay, yep, so he still wants me to dodge until he shows me his weak points. We're just gonna chill for a minute. Why are we fighting this pirates? I'm sure you haven't been paying attention to the, shall we call it, the story. For those who didn't catch that, these pirates are not part of the evil force of evil. No, I'm being serious. The evil force of evil has actually been shown to be a separate force than them, has fought them several times, and in fact, wait a sec. What am I supposed to do about that nonsense? And in fact, in addition to that, has been getting bombed and blown up by the actual evil forces most of the game. That's why their fleet is in shambles. It's not because of us. It's because the evil forces of evil were fighting them. Oh god, you're right, Mr. Red. And if you don't understand why I'm bringing this up, keep in mind we've been fighting these guys since item point 7. We're at item point 20. There are 35 points in the entire game. 7 to 20 is 13, right? So 13 out of 35 of the game is spent fighting these pirates who are not our enemies. Or at the very least not our main enemy of the series. Keep in mind the game started by establishing our actual enemies. Our very first encounter in the first stage of the swamp was against the evil forces of evil.
Fire the cannon! Fire the cannon!
I love how he actually has no animation at all while he's frozen in the air doing his attack. That's another good sign of a rushed game, by the way, when there's just no animations at all. It's the kind of stuff you do as a placeholder and you go back later on to add animation to it.
That ain't nothing. We don't need him to take out this hook. I pity the fool that messes with us. Welcome to the wild earth.
Ooh, ah, that felt good.
Big and cheap animation. Did you see how they didn't even animate the punch? He just punched the camera, and then there was a jump cut to the guy getting hit. What is going on with our eyes?
Did you see me back there? I was like, bam!
Never mind.
Which reminds me, where are we going?
I didn't get a very long look at the map, but there's got to be some sort of landmark.
Sure. I'll just keep my eyes peeled for the flashing sign that says Spooky Moon Temple. Oh no. Please tell me you're just pulling over to go to the bathroom.
Do you think the Chronicler knows that he's just putting us to sleep randomly, and every single time it's in a dangerous situation? And we should have died each time so far? Exactly, Brakeman. Like, hey, bling, 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 bling. Oh god, you're right, Giga. Better aim and worse timing. Oh my god, it's true. Anyways. I'm gonna go and pause here for the night. I think we're officially at 0.21 of 35. Ugh. What is this game? So I want to share one last thing before I cut off. I've played Shovelware before. Again, LGN, right? And here's the thing. This might be the only Shovelware game we ever play, because Shovelware games are not worth playing. They're not worth reviewing, right? Like, anybody with a functioning brain could point to a Shovelware game and say, this is what's wrong with it. It's Shovelware. That's what's wrong with it. It's baked into the definition. So it's not really worthwhile. And like a lot of bad games where it's worth covering, there's not really a lot to dissect there, per se. So this is probably going to be our showcasing of what a Shovelware game is. I'm not sure off the... I don't think so. Let me double check. Yeah, no, exactly. Like this is kind of going to be our showcasing of what this is. Oh God, Shattered Universe was Shovelware, wasn't it? This is going to be our... ignore that. This is going to be our big showcasing of why that doesn't work and everything wrong with that. Ignore Shattered Universe. You should watch the highlight reel. It's really good. And Sinflargus now needs you to watch the highlight reel. And and I'm going to be content with that. Because this is what I'm leading up to. Sorry, I'm meandering a bit because I'm really tired. Forgive me. But what I'm leading to is this game is proving why Shovelware isn't worth showcasing. Because we talk about bad games, right? Secret of the Stars is the worst game we've ever covered. And if you were to take all of games and really stretch out all of games on a chart here, from good to bad, I honestly think that Secret of the Stars would only be about halfway down. It's just, as we've discussed a few times, there's just not a lot of value in really covering the no really, these games don't deserve to exist, these games are absolutely atrocious, these games are barely functional, broken, buggy messes, you know, etc., etc. Like, it does go down from Secret of the Stars. It's just, I don't think it's generally worthwhile to drag ourselves down to how bad can really go. And this game is kind of proving my point for me. It's interesting. It's just an insight. Anyways, I apologize. I just wanted to comment on that. Yeah, Mobage isn't worth reviewing. A lot of the really bad... How many of you know about all the DS shovelware? The really bad DS shovelware. The stuff that was being crapped out in like 3 months development cycles. That crap. Right? Like, that's not worth reviewing. Right? But anyways. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow.